Blake Lively and her team are saying Megyn Kelly is a lying liar and that they never sent her a subpoena. At this point, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes and your lying ears? Because from what we know from Blake, we know we can't trust her. But what do we know about Megyn? Is she doing it for clicks? Did she even get a subpoena? Or did somebody else get a subpoena that kind of affected her? You don't know. So I'm going to catch you up. Let's get into it. Well, hello there, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of F Around and Find Out. I'm your host, Elsie, and I feel like I've been gone for a minute. A lot of you know I've had some issues with my back, with my herniated disc, and the last couple of days, I had like the worst flare-up maybe I've had. I was bedridden. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything. So I've been like immobile. Like I've been stuck in the couch or the bed, icing, heating, alternating, and watching a lot of tennis. That's why you haven't seen me, and it feels like 5 days, 4 days. I don't even know how long it's been, but I'm back. I had to take some time for myself. I tried. I just literally couldn't physically sit in this chair for 30 minutes to an hour or however long it takes me to film things and then edit it and then try to, I couldn't do it, and I wasn't going to do that to myself. So I took a break. I'm back. Now, I need to catch you guys up because while I was gone, one thing I didn't report to you guys about because everybody else did is Megyn Kelly came out and said she got a subpoena from Blake and she fought it. Let's listen to some of the things Megyn said. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I'm sure by now you've heard it from every other creator, but I'm going to catch you up on Blake's team coming back and rebuttaling, saying Megyn is a lying liar. Who do we believe? Let's listen to Megyn and then let me catch you up.
News broke in July that Lively had begun sending subpoenas to podcasters and others who had said or written negative things about her, from Candace Owens and Perez Hilton to people you've likely never heard of, like Zach Peters. She targeted more than a dozen journalists and online creators, igniting a free speech firestorm. We can now reveal that we were among those targeted by Blake Lively. Yes, she actually tried to get the confidential and proprietary materials my team and I used for any and all stories about her. Because Blake Lively was unable to fathom that yours truly had developed a genuine revulsion toward her on my own, she posited that I must have been ensnared in Baldoni's alleged ongoing smear campaign against her. That his attorney, who happens also to be my own from well before his representation of Baldoni, must be controlling our coverage. This is how narcissistic this woman is. She actually thinks I needed to get paid by Baldoni's team to say negative things about her. Newsflash, Blake. I came to those conclusions totally organically. Don't give away your power, sweetheart. It was you. It was all you who made me unable to stand you.
Receive all your glory. You're responsible for what's happening to you. I love that.
Sorry, sweetheart. You might want to try harder the next time. But in any event, we gave her absolutely nothing. Not one document, not one record, not one communication. I'm a member of the press. You are a sad, pathetic, untalented, narcissistic bully. And I will never back down to the likes of Blake Lively. Never. And her fight to harass me and my team ended in her getting nothing. However, there are still many content creators whom we believe are actively being bullied by Blake Lively to this day. We were in the fortunate position of being able to hire a lawyer to tell Lively to pound sand. And we sincerely hope the judge in this case will send a message to Lively and her legal team that they have overreached.
What I will say before Megyn continues is, while I appreciate her message, about supporting other creators now, I believe we're like about a month removed now from when people fought their subpoenas and won. A lot of people who didn't have the resources, who came together and fought and helped each other. I think Perez might be like one of the last few standing people actively in court fighting his subpoena. So yeah, it's nice of Megyn to say something, but like, a month ago would have been, more helpful, more powerful, more encouraging to everybody else who was fighting their subpoenas, because almost everybody else, the motion was quashed. The motion was actually dropped. It didn't even get quashed because after they filed the motions to quash, Blake and her team came back and was like, actually, we take it back. So this is nice and all, but like a month ago would have been nicer.
Clips like this one where she bullied a reporter with no power after the journalist had the nerve to compliment Blake's very obviously pregnant state.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
After this interview with Megyn made its rounds, Blake and her team, I guess, finally got a whiff of everything. And this is what they have to say. According to Blake and her team, they are insisting that no subpoena was ever sent to Megyn Kelly in the Justin Baldoni battle. Another entitled, nasty Hollywood snob, ex-Fox News host declares, although it ends with a star, which is what Megyn Kelly called Blake Lively, as we just heard. The ongoing she said, he said of Blake Lively's sexual harassment and retaliation lawsuit against it ends with us co-star Justin Baldoni today had a sideshow of she said she's lying with Megyn Kelly, declaring that she successfully fought off being targeted with a subpoena from another Simple Favor actress, Blake Lively. Yes, she actually tried to get confidential and proprietary materials my team and I used for any and all stories about her, because Blake Lively was unable to fathom that yours truly had developed a genuine revulsion towards her on my own, Kelly revealed. However, with what certainly seems like very distinct blonde hair splitting, Lively's side insists Kelly doth protest too much. And at no point in this litigation has Miss Lively served a subpoena on Megyn Kelly. Why do I still have the accent? A spokesperson, just stick with it. A spokesperson for the Gossip Girl alum, I can't. Give me a minute. A spokesperson for the Gossip Girl alum told Deadline today. I'm a mess. The apparently straightforward reply, we'll get to that, comes after Kelly let loose on Nitwit. She really called her a nitwit. Nitwit Lively for over 14 minutes this morning on her popular Sirius XM podcast, punctuated by calling Lively a sad, pathetic, untalented, narcissistic bully. Kelly's monologue included tips on how freedom of the press works and laughing off accusations that her critical take on Lively is because she's on the payroll of Baldoni. Lambasting Lively for going after likes of Perez Hilton, who actually had a good day in court. Shout out to Perez. He actually won his case in court, but I think he has to go back for something else I haven't read up on yet. But so far, so good. It's looking good for Perez in Nevada. Megyn Kelly made it very, very clear. Brian Freeman is not controlling her coverage. Everything she says about Blake is her own thought. It's organic. She's coming up with everything on her own, and she's not being paid to do it either. This is yet another entitled, nasty, elitist Hollywood snob who thinks she's untouchable to the point where, not unlike Meghan and Harry, who have made a career themselves out of suing members of the press who write disparaging things about them, she believes that anyone who does not worship her must be on the payroll of her enemies. Now, Deadline says they have the scoop, because here is where it gets a little bit binary and where both Kelly and Lively have truths on their side. Because Blake is saying she never subpoenaed Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly is saying she for sure was subpoenaed, but somebody's not telling the full truth and somebody's lying a little bit. Let's find out who is doing what. From what I hear, Lively's team truly did not subpoena Kelly and the Megyn Kelly show, which so far, that seems to be true. Blake did not send a subpoena directly to Megyn Kelly nor her show, the same way Blake Lively did not send a subpoena directly to Lauren or Andy or Ken's or Ashley Brianna Eve or any of the other content creators, but rather send it to Google. This is what Blake and her team did. Back in June, they did subpoena Red Seed Ventures, which has provided sales support, production, distribution, and marketing, branding, and sales services for content creators like Kelly, turning into a quagmire, and with other Baldoni-leaning content creators and influencers publicly pushing back against their own subpoenas. The legal filing expedition of sorts was cut short not long after by Lively's Manat Phillips and Wilkie Farr lawyers. Remember when, like a month ago now, everybody who was subpoenaed fought back and they took the subpoenas away? Megyn was part of that through this Red Seed Ventures thing, except nobody heard about it. And now Megyn is bringing it up. On the other hand, I guess several hours after Deadline posted this, Megyn Kelly provided a response, and it was on brand and apparently confirmed that Red Seed Ventures did receive the subpoena and not her directly. Typical Blake Lively once again obfuscating to try to avoid embarrassment for her own inappropriate behavior. Kelly said she subpoenaed the company that until recently employed me and my show staff, asking for documents, communications, contracts, etc. about Justin Baldoni and their lawsuit, specifically naming me and my show in the subpoena. So I guess technically, in a way, it's the same thing. It's the same as Blake subpoenaing Google, trying to get content creators information from YouTube and TikTok and Meta and everywhere else. However, because the subpoenas have already been dropped, there was, I don't know that there was any point in Megyn making this video because the subpoenas have kind of gone away already. But at the end of the day, she's saying she didn't subpoena her, which is technically true. The people she subpoenaed, I guess Megyn doesn't even work for them anymore because right here she says up until recently employed her and her show staff. So I don't know what brought on Megyn making this video, but I guess we have clarification. And this is pretty much a null and void situation because the subpoenas were never going to go anywhere anyway, right? In other news, there is this video recirculating, I believe, of the time Blake Lively was promoting, Blake Brown Beauty, and she was spraying dry shampoo in this influencer girl's hair, which she completely messed up, by the way. But I want you guys to pay attention. I'm going to play the video, and I want you to pay attention because Blake Lively uses a word that she's trying to pretty much say Justin Baldoni used in a way to sexually harass her now to the girl in a way that was so casual and was very, very non-SH vibes. And I want to show how much she probably used that word enough to where Justin Baldoni would have felt like, hey, this is a word that's in her vocabulary. This is how she feels about things. I can use it too, to explain a way to make her understand what I want, the vision for the character. Take a listen.
My thing is when pearls come together, I like to separate it because you have great hair. Thank you. But you do have amazing hair. So I'll start here. Okay. And it's dry shampoo, but really, it smells amazing. But so I get the roots first. I go I don't tend to the top of the head because dry shampoo is ours. It's like and then there's just sexiness. Yeah. I like there's just a little less.
No. This video is circulating again, right? And this girl in this picture is going out of her way to defend Blake and talk about how she didn't mess up her hair. I don't care about the hair. She did fuck up your hair, girl, be real, but I don't care about that. I want you to take note how Blake uses the word sexy and sexiness while talking about the girl's hair.
And then there's just sexiness.
I don't think she said sexy to SH that girl. She said it as in it's part of her vocabulary. The same way she used the word sexy when she was talking to Justin in this text message will show you both ways, but Beanie is much sexier. And Justin used the word sexy back to her, which she then turned around to say SH. So unless she wants this girl to sue her for SH, I believe the word sexy should be null and void now. He was talking about your character and used the word you were comfortable with and had used to describe the character in the clothing before. Just a quick note though, Blake cannot go around saying Jen Abel and everybody at the Wayfair parties hate her because at the top right there, that is Jen Abel liking a Blake Brown post. Where is the sabotage? Let me know what you guys think. If that's enough for you to believe, if you weren't already convinced that the word sexy was not used in a way to SH her. This is her calling this random girl she just met sexy or saying she needs her hair to be sexy, which proves you use that word so much that this man felt like I can say sexy and you would know what I mean. You know what I mean? I could use that word without you feeling a way about it. So I find it interesting now that she is hanging on to this. He called me sexy, not you, the character's wardrobe, because you had previously told him you needed the wardrobe to be sexy. You wanted to pair a few things to make it look what? Sexy is the word. I guess sexy is the word of today. I hope you're feeling sexy and I hope you don't sue me for saying that. I thank you all for being here. I thank you for your continued support. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Definitely leave a comment. And I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what we're going to tackle next, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Have yourselves a great day. And happy Labor Day weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.